What's up, my people? Hey, man, as you see by the thumbnail, this is a how-to on how to do T-tops. Now, very quickly, I am doing a voiceover because the volume is actually very trash. So, as you see here, I'm showing you the styrene that I used. This here is kind of flimsy, but it also has a good thickness to it. I do show you the packaging, however, I don't know the number, but I'll update you guys on that. Now, this stuff here has a wave looking thing in it. On the paperwork, it says clear water. As you see there, it's a clear water type of styrene that you can get from your Hobby Town USA if you have one in your city, or your local Hobby Lobby should have it. But as you see, I'm showing you guys pretty much the thickness of it. It's pretty much the same as the front windshield. You can put them next to each other and see the similarities, but it's easy to cut. It's easy stuff to shape, which is what you see here with the T-tops that I had to do. Now, keep in mind, this Monte Carlo doesn't come like this. You do have to cut the T-tops out and make your own railing, as you see there, going for both sides, because that lip is pretty much your support for the glass to sit upon, as you can see. So that's pretty much what I'm showing you here, and within the next few clips you're gonna see how much my progress and what you need to do. As you see, I've already pretty much made a few myself, just to test out, but here goes the process and I can walk you through it. Pretty much when you're making your lines, as you see in this clip here, you're going to want to make sure you get that curve, and you want to make sure each of your cuts is pretty much precise to your railing. As you see in that left corner there, it just sits right flush in the middle. Okay. And so what I would recommend is you constantly test fit. You constantly see how it sits. As you see on this piece here, on this corner edge, I'm gonna add a piece of styrene to, as you see on the black stripping right there, to just add the extra support for it. On the real T-tops, those will clamp in right there. So that's what I'm gonna make for those eventually at some point. But you guys see the railing, like I keep mentioning, you want to make sure that your glass sits on that piece there. That way, when you're displaying at a show or whatever, you can use that, and you can put them on there. So, taking you a sheet, not a full whole piece, but a nice little sheet where you can cut your access and still draw your lines. That's what I'm doing here. As you can see, I've already done the left side, but it's best to go ahead and make your own measurement for the other side, because like I mentioned, the Monte Carlo did not come with the T-tops like this. So if you want to do your the same comparison, you want to draw or match the left side to the right side, feel free to do so, but I highly recommend you do your own measurement for the second side, as I'm doing in this part right here. And so the reason I took the whole sheet, laid it out for you guys, is so you can see where you're gonna have to make your lines and make your points. As you see here, you want to cut your access off right here, okay, on that exact line. Now keep in mind, you don't want to cut where the railing is, but you want to cut where the windshield begins, if that makes sense. And then also you're going to cut that access outside piece off, just so you're not having so much extra access. Now, I highly recommend you take a number 11 blade. You take that number 11 blade, and you just want to, after you've made your nicks, that's what I like to call it with the Sharpie, after you made your nicks at the end points, you then want to take your number 11 blade and just run it across the top of that piece on that corner, as you see right there. you just want to run that blade right across that, and then that's going to help you get a more precise line where your railing pretty much stops and where your T-top is going to sit on, if that makes sense. So just pay attention to that. I don't make the incision because recording one-handedly and trying to make that cut probably definitely wasn't going to be precise. So stay tuned. I'll show you guys that. Yeah, give this video a like, man. Alright, so now that I've made pretty much my little gashing or my mark with my number 11, as you see in this corner, it's kind of hard to see, but if you can see it, you can see it. It's a line literally right there, and that's pretty much where we're going to cut our access, because that gives us our curve for where that T-top is going to sit, right? So I advise you to get you some scissors like this. I believe we all have them. If you don't, go and get you some from scaleriders.com. But you can check out these regular straight pair of scissors from your local Dollar General. They work fine too. Just make sure they're sharp. But the curved scissors are going to allow you to get a more even cut and a more precise cut. However, the sharp scissors work as well. Now, with these scissors here, you're just going to want to follow that line that you've etched with the number 11 blade, and that's going to give you pretty much that curve so your glass can sit on. Now, here's pretty much the final result of both glasses sitting on the railing, and pretty much they're evened out. If you look at the corners, you can see the corners. We do have to add a little railing at the end, but other than that, I'm sorry, not the railing, the piece of styrene at the end where the T-tops will snap in place. But other than that, clean little mock-up for you guys. Hope y'all enjoy. Stay tuned for the next video, and I appreciate y'all. Chippah Tee TV.